Episode 6, post-production continue. So now that I've got all my clips in order that I plan to use, now it's like a mad hairdresser and it's cut, cut, cut. How late can I start this clip? How early can I end this clip? A lot of it comes to changing the little time frames to make it sort of work for the story. You make a film 3 times, they say. Once when you're writing it, how you're imagining it in your head. Once when you're shooting it, oh cool, this is the reality of what we're doing. So obviously, if I wrote it in a bedroom and it doesn't work and the park works better, then obviously that's what's going to happen. And then the last part is when you actually do it in editing, because that's when you can tell the story. Is it going to be a drama, so it can be nice, long, slow takes, or is it going to be more actiony and more tense, or kinetic by doing lots of different cuts? And you'll notice this in how many cuts are in an action film versus a drama film, for example. Take 1. So I can't use that one, for example, because I paused between about delivering the kick. But I've kept it just in case there's bits of it I need to use. But obviously what Hollywood does is they obviously cut lots of different pieces. I'm trying to do it the old school Hong Kong way of trying to have one whole sequence of movements, so there's no hiding your abilities or lack of abilities on the camera. Yeah, just personal preference, but that's what I'm trying to show here. So take 2 was slightly better than take 1. This is take 3. So it's a little bit more tempo because we're more familiar with the choreography now. My hood's going everywhere, but and I forgot to throw the punch or the block or whatever it was. But yeah, you don't laugh in the middle of a fight, so obviously I've messed up there. And this is the last take, which is normally the right take because then we've got the take and then we've moved on. So I like putting them all in sequence, so at least I can see what I can use. But that last one, the cells were better, delivery was better, and that's the take I use. So if that's only 5 seconds, and I've got 4 of them, that's another 20-25 seconds that don't have to use, so you can see how I can go back from 15 minutes to 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, let me cut it down to editing, and then after that we'll cut to how we add the sound, which is literally half the picture, but people spend most of the money on flash equipment and things like that. So alright, so now the picture is locked, I'm going to add the sound effects. The fight sounds sourced from other forums that other people have ripped from some other films. So if you are making a film that you plan to sell and monetize and things like that, then yeah, try to make your own Foley or your own sounds. And then it's definitely not going to be what you'd expect. So it's not going to be you punching your friends or anything like that. It's going to be things like punching meat or watermelon or potatoes, or just some sort of different sounds. Boxing bag, different things that make an impact. Cool. So now for the soundtrack. For my other stuff, and you'll see some of my other short films, I've used Fruity Loops. So I've wrote down different beats of the story. So for example,
that's not fair.
These guys
4 minutes and a half to go, right?
Seconds, then there's a quiet build.
That's how you want to play it, buddy.
Like 10 seconds or so, then the action starts for about 15 seconds, and then it stops again, so the music will drop at that point. So yeah, it's quite time consuming, so I don't have the spare time at the moment for that. So I just used Incom Tech for this one, which is royalty free, which is awesome. And I've used them before for the first one, so I just tied it nicely in terms of the theme. But you can just search it out online. There's lots of different common licenses and things that you can use. But yeah, if you can network and make a relationship with someone who does write music for you, that's going to be awesome. It'll help you later down the line. But you don't have to. These days, there's lots of different things that you can search for in terms of mood and trying to match it and things like that. So yeah, wish you well. color grading. So think of the green of the Matrix, and you know, a lot of warm colors in the flashbacks of most films, or you know, the cold hard light of day after a night out or something like that. So yeah, color is really important. That's what some of the picture is. Obviously, when we went from black and white to color, it would have changed the game. So let's not waste it. But again, color costs money. So, and time. So yeah, there's lots of cool color correction techniques you could use using your computer programs and specialists and things like that. Neither, as long as they tell the story, they're not really too worried about the color. Only real avid film goers are going to notice. So for your first couple of short films, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Because story is king. Story is why people turned up. You're not really watching about color correction stuff on people's TikToks or Vines or social media things that go viral, because all that people want to talk about is the content. So content, the story is king, because that's the one that people talk about. After that, then you can look at the art, the cinema part of it. Yeah, so I went on a tangent there, but what I'm saying is there's no color grading on this film. It's something I definitely want to explore for the future. I just would look into how feasible it is, otherwise see if I can get away with just using the daylight. But I know that the clips might not match, but no pressure if you're doing your own project. There's no investors to keep happy. But again, take this moment to give yourself a pat on the back. You've finished your film. It's all been uploaded. It's all been finished. Then you're going to render it into a file that works for you. I like to try to do an HD copy, so you've got a copy of it, and then you'll maybe put a smaller resolution when you upload it onto the internet, or something that's like, you know, YouTube ready, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it does take a little bit of time as well. So if any of you guys have ever done 48 hours, you'll know what I mean by the time pressure. Normally with that, you write the story, get the actors and the cast together in the first half day. The second half day you're doing the shooting, and the whole last day is pretty much editing and rendering. So yeah, rendering takes a bit of time, so I should put some time aside for that. Yeah, but the most important thing is after you've had the adrenaline up down, because you've now that you've finished this film, it's probably a good chance to reflect what went well, what didn't go well, what you tried this time that worked, what you tried this time that didn't work, what you'd like to try next time, and that sort of self-reflection, because these projects should be helping you grow as a filmmaker. So yeah, on to the last episode, which is the show-off stage.